Hey guys, hold on, let me get myself together because I look a little rough. Okay, so welcome. I don't even know what I'm talking about. So yeah, today's been a hectic day. Let me tell y'all. So if you are a newer flight attendant out there, and I don't know if this applies to all airlines, but there's a thing called RDD, which is I don't even know what that means. And then there's RDI, which is ready reserve. Oh, so RDD I think is just ready. RDY is ready reserve. Well, I never distinguished the two from each other. I just figured they meant the same thing, but they do not mean the same thing. So I got assigned a 4-day trip today. On my schedule, when they assigned me the trip, they had RDD in a small slot beside my actual trip assignment. And so in my head, I'm just thinking automatically, oh, I gotta sit on ready reserve, which I'm like, dang, I gotta sit on ready from 9 a.m. until I basically gotta fly. I'm like, dang, that sucks, but whatever, it is what it is. So I get dressed, I'm rushing because it's past 9 and I'm just now pulling up to the parking lot. And I'm just like, dang, I'm really about to be late. So I finally get to the airport, I get through security, and I look for the check-in button, and the check-in button wasn't there. So you check in when you're on ready reserve, just like you would check in for a trip. And I'm like, hold on. So I call our people that help us, the flight attendants or whatever, and I'm like, well, I see it says ready on my schedule, so what is going on? They give me a check-in, and she's like, oh well, actually RDD means ready, but RDY means ready reserve, so they code that. So basically you don't have to answer the phone if they call you if it says RDD, because you're already on an assignment. Didn't know that. Also didn't have to be at the airport at 9 a.m. this morning because my show time wasn't until 6:32 p.m. So I had a decision. I'm like, well, I did just waste my gas. One thing about me, baby, do not waste my gas. It don't even matter, if somebody, it does kind of irritate me when people waste my time, but you waste my gas, that's really gonna piss me off, especially with how expensive it is. So I was like, I did waste the gas to get up here, but, at the end of the day, it's 6-7 hours before I gotta be at the airport, And so I was talking to David. I was like, well, should I go home or should I stay at the airport? And he's like, are you getting paid? I was like, no. He's like, go home. I'm like, that's a good point. So I went home, I took a nap, I did a little bit of classwork, I ate me some ramen noodles, because I love me some ramen noodles, and then I finally been able to find them. For the longest, you could not find them, and I found them at King Soopers, and I ended up buying 4 or 5 boxes, but then I ended up seeing them at another King Super, so I think they're just coming back into stock. If I could be sponsored on my channel by anyone in the world, it would be ramen, Maruchan specifically. It can't be Top Ramen, because I don't like their noodles. But Maruchan, their chicken noodles are so fire, and I aspire one day to have a lifetime supply of chicken noodles. They're so good. We have about 14 to 16 hours, somewhere in there, of rest time. So I'm going to get comfortable, eat my food. I brought lots of food. I've been trying to eat healthier, so I tried to bring as much food as possible that's healthy. We'll see you guys soon. I'm about to do this room tour and I'll wrap it up, baby. Number 1 and 2. Period. Always. And then this is the room. Right here to your left, here's your favorite flight attendant. When you walk into the bathroom, the samples are right there. I don't know why my ice bucket is in the bathroom. That's kind of gross. And the door doesn't stay open. Let's see. No, the door doesn't stay open. Yeah, just a plain shower. Y'all, so I can't remember where I stayed where they had this shower gel, conditioner, and shampoo, but this smells so freaking good. It's a J.R. Watkins. When I tell you, it's such an unique scent. Oh, it smells so freaking good. So I'll probably use some of that tonight. I bring my own body wash, but I might just rub it on my arms for, the smells. So here's the little full body mirror. I didn't bring clothes this trip. So there's extra blankets, my iron hangers, ironing board, and my luggage rack. There's 2 beds. I'm gonna sleep on this one. That one's gonna be, I don't even know. Since I have a luggage rack, I'll probably just put like my purse and my lunch bag on the extra bed. Here's the TV. Have a microwave. Hey. And then, of course, my fridge is in here. How do you open this? Yeah, is it cold? No, it is not. So then we're walking. We have a coffee station, lamp, whoop-de-whoop, swoop-de-swoop. And yeah, that's the end of the room tour, guys. So I'm going to eat some food and see y'all later. Hey guys, so flight attendant tip number 364,542. That's what we're going with. Always have extra, I don't even know what's on my lip, extra uniform pieces. My hair looks a mess. So we get on the plane. First of all, our van time was way earlier than it should have been. So van time was way earlier, but we got there pretty much right on time because security took forever. So we rode in the van with another crew. And so we were talking with them, whatever. We get out the van, we go get our bags. And I'm looking at my bag like, this bag look a little dirty. Like, I don't remember my bag being this dirty. Like, the van person must have really just been throwing it and manhandling my bag. And so I had used my flat iron and it hadn't cooled down. See, God works in mysterious ways, y'all, because I was pissed off because I'm like, okay, I gave my flat iron 20 minutes to cool down and it still wasn't cool. So like, what's the deal? I'm probably about to get a new one anyways. But I was like, whatever. So it cooled down in the van, and then I go to put it in my luggage as soon as we get out the van and they unload all of our stuff. And I'm like, this is not my bag. So tell me why one of the flight attendants we flew with, we had the same bag, but we didn't have any key identifiers, because I flew to Vegas and they lost my bag tag and they just didn't care. They were just like, oh, well, you'll have to go to Lost and Found. Y'all lost my bag tag. Y'all need to pay me for it. They really didn't care. So we didn't have any identifiers or anything to distinguish one from the other, except for mine was not that dirty. So I'm like, oh crap, one of the other girls took my bag. So they were like this close into security. I'm booking it like, I need my bag. I have my toiletries, I have my toothbrush, like my deodorant, my school workbook, everything. So I finally catch her. I'm like, girl, you got my bag. And she's like, oh my gosh, they look so similar. I was wondering why my bag was so clean. Me recognizing that early on was a blessing, because I get my bag, we go through security, we get on the plane, and guess what happens? My pants split right down the butt crack. Thankfully, no passengers were on the flight. And we had we still probably had 10, 20 minutes before we actually boarded. So I had to change into this hot dress. So I've been wearing this hot dress all day because I ain't got no other pants. So always bring extra uniforms, let me tell y'all. So, okay. We fly from, where was we at? We was in Idaho Falls. So we fly from Idaho Falls to Denver, and then we kind of chilled because we had an hour before, we had an hour and a half before we got on our next flight. We are working on getting to Memphis. Well, for some reason they decided to change our plane, but the plane that they changed us to was going to be late. So it ended up being late, and it ended up being later, and then we finally got on the plane, and then we're waiting for the people to come fill up our water, our potable water. So we're just waiting, finally they come, and so we're on our way. But then we had to go around a storm and all this stuff. So we finally get here. So then there's only 3 gate agents working, and we're like, okay. So we finally, after probably 10, 20 minutes, finally get a gate agent to help us, move the jet bridge and all that stuff. So move Jet Bridge, and they finally get connected, all that stuff. And then I tell her, I'm like, well, we got 4 wheelchairs. Why they ain't got no people to roll the wheelchair? So I had to tell these people that needed a wheelchair that they ain't got nobody. I felt so bad. Like, they took it positively, thankfully, but I just felt bad because, like, these people need a wheelchair for a reason, you know? So there was that. We finally got off the plane, and then one of the gate agents tells us that I guess somebody was supposed to move this plane, and they just booted. So they asked our captains to move the plane. We have 10 hours minimum rest. So we're already pushing past that, you know, our original departure time because we had the delay and all that extra. Well, now we're going to be pushed back even further tomorrow because our pilots need their 10 hours minimum rest and they're still at the airport moving the plane. So we probably won't figure out what's going on until tomorrow, what the time is. I know it's not going to be any earlier than 8. It cannot be because they need their rest. It's probably going to be right around 8:30, to be honest. So, yeah, that's what we've been dealing with. I've kept a pretty positive attitude. The hotel's really nice. I'm about to do a room tour, but they have a peanut butter and jelly bar. That's just the night manager. She's such a sweetheart. So they do a peanut butter and jelly bar, and of course we missed it because it's now 11 o'clock at night. And she waited for us, and she gave me some peanut butter and jelly. She was, because you know I'm funny about that. Like, I'm like, I don't know, because I don't know who been preparing it. I don't know if you picking up with gloves, but I watched her, and she had gloves on. She was using tongs and all that. I'm like, okay. And then what else? Oh, there was this passenger on the plane that has some chocolates from this place in Oregon. I can't remember the name of it. I took a picture of it because he offered some to my aft, and I happened to go back there because I think I asked her for like some coffee, and I ended up seeing, you know, this little treat on her car. I'm like, girl, what is that? That look good. But she didn't hear me. I'd be saying a lot of stuff, but she just don't be hearing me. So the guy, he was like, oh, do you want some? And I was like, I would love some chocolate. What? So I kind of wanted what she had, but I ended up seeing a truffle, and I'm like, oh, I'll just grab the truffle. He did have another one of what she had, but I ended up finding out it had nuts in it, so I'm glad I didn't grab it. But it had like caramel, chocolate, I think like butterscotch, chips, and all types of it. It looked really good. But I just grabbed a truffle, and he was like, I think that's a salted caramel truffle. I'm like, I like salted caramel. So, like, on my way up to the galley, I did not waste no time, baby. I bit into it. I'm like, this is bomb. It was sweet, but it was so good. So, yeah, I definitely took a picture. I went back a little later. I was like, can I take a picture of that? I was like, where did you find it? Is it in Denver? He was like, no, it's in Oregon. But I want to see if they have a website, because I would definitely order from them. They are bomb. But here's my peanut butter and jelly. They have it in, like, little slices. But without further ado, I'm about to do a room tour, y'all. So this hotel is really nice. The only thing is they do not have microwaves in the room. This is the bathroom. It is so freaking gorgeous. Like, so freaking gorgeous. So here's a shower. Oh, look at that shower head. Hold on. Wow. Fancy. And then here's the toilet. It plays off of like the, what's his name? Elvis. It's like a rock type of thing. And look at the wall. What is, oh, it's just like a pattern decal. Moving on. So here's a mirror. I like this mirror. So yeah, and then the wall. I don't know why I emphasize the wall. Here's a closet. I like that pinkish reddish color. It kind of looks like Delta's purple uniforms. It's more purple than it looks, y'all. And then here's the room. Ow. Ow. There's my peanut butter and jelly. Hey, y'all. But this is really, really fancy. I like this. But yeah, that concludes the room tour, y'all. So I'm about to get comfortable because I don't even know what our van time is.
Man, I'm Texas. Man, I'm out in A-Town. Man, I'm up in Chi-Town. Or Miami, shutting it down. It's at New Orleans. It's LA or the Bay. It's where Connecticut. It's New Jersey. Got hella bricks. It's Queens, Brooklyn, yeah, they wine in Bronx, Harlem, and Staten Island.
Hey guys, so basically The third day of my 4-day trip, I was on Ready Reserve, and they called me in to go basically back home and then start a 2-day. So you'll see me start that 2-day in my next video. Thanks for watching. Love you, Juniellys.